Thought I'd talk to you guys tonight a little bit about bodywork, seeing as how we're dealing with some, but the tools required in order to complete such a task, like respraying a car, or if you are actually in a much deeper mess than what I am in, you're probably into automotive restorations where you need a wide arsenal of tools in order to complete that task. Well, luckily for me, all I'm doing is respraying this automobile, but you know, there are many tools that do come in handy and are very beneficial to completing such a task, such as this. What we are dealing with here is many newer vehicles that utilize a molded bumper. Okay, all automobiles have them nowadays. I mean, literally there's no vehicle that has a chrome, actually steel bumper that is actually bolted to the actual frame of the vehicle. Here we have a full frame vehicle. I just want to take a few minutes here and discuss this with you guys. We have here a full frame, full length frame vehicle, body on frame structure. Okay, many vehicles were like this. Not many of them are like that today anymore, unless you're in the UK. We have here, because this is a newer vehicle, we have molded bumpers. Now this can be a little bit of a headache for some of you newbies out there who are trying to repaint your very first car, and you may have molded bumpers. You're going to notice what is called a push plug located on many areas of on the bumper in particular, and this actually holds most of the molded bumper actually to the vehicle itself. Now there is a cross member in behind there which actually bolts the frame. The cross member is an ugly eyesore, but the actual molded bumper, which gives it its cosmetic appeal, is actually bolted to the ugly cross member using these push plugs. Now if you're dealing with an airbag, there's obviously going to be ABS, airbag sensors in behind there, or supplemental inflatable restraint sensors, which are designed to take an impact. They're sensors, right? So I mean, as soon as the vehicle takes a certain impact, if it is within a certain threshold, your airbag will deploy. So you're going to want to make sure you don't tamper with any of those sensors. A lot of them are actually in behind the ugly cross member piece. We won't get into that. So anyway, today we're talking about push plugs. No more yakking. I'm pretty sure you're sick and tired of hearing me yak and go on. So what you're going to want to do is invest the couple of dollars and get yourself one of these. Alright, very straightforward. If you do notice, some of them you might actually be able to get out with just a pair of pliers. Some of them you may notice you're going to break a few if you use a pair of pliers. So save yourself the heartache, save yourself the pain and suffering, save yourself the pack of cigarettes that you're going to be smoking later on in the day. Invest yourself in one of these. This is a push plug removal tool, okay? Very, very straightforward. It's basically just like a pair of side cutters. Nothing to it. So what you simply do is you grasp the head of the push plug, not the actual washer part around here, around the circumference of the push plug. You want to grasp onto the actual head of it. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to lightly clamp onto it. You don't have to clamp onto it so tight where you're going to actually collapse the plug itself. But all you have to do is just put a little bit of a pressure on it and just lift up. Oop. We didn't get that guy there the first time. There, see, just like that. There you go. Now the way this works is if you pull on the actual pin part of it, inside here, the pin itself will actually push open these little prongs. And once that is completed, you'll be able to remove it. Alright, so very straightforward concept. You can go ahead and just kind of give you guys kind of how it works. See, you push it in, there you go. But anyway, I'll go ahead and remove the other one for you guys. Now a lot of these molded bumpers actually do have quite a few of these push plugs. Alright, see, notice here, I am just clamped onto the head of the unit, and I don't have to turn it. This isn't a threaded unit or anything of that nature. All you want to do is just grab a hold of it and just lift up, just like so. And don't put a lot of pressure on it. See, that the first time I didn't have enough pressure on it and my tool actually slipped off the head. So anyway, so when you're going to install the unit back in, leave the pin up just like so. All right, and just set them back in, and there you go. That's all you have to do. Now, if you were to use pliers per se, you could end up damaging the head, or you could end up breaking the push plug entirely, altogether. So, just get yourself a pair of these. You sell them at a lot of auto parts stores. They're all over the place. A lot of Autobody auto shops, like Napa Body Pro, they sell stuff like this. Not a lot of automotive parts will carry them, but I mean, if your automotive parts supplier in your particular town is a big one, well, then they more than likely have some of them. A lot of the smaller auto shops may not carry something like this. Some of the larger ones obviously do. So that's all there is to it. For around $8, you can have yourself a push plug tool. If you don't use one every day, maybe you want to borrow one from a friend, or a lot of these shops or automotive specialty stores, they actually have a loan a tool program where you can actually put down a small deposit, borrow the tool for a day or two, or a weekend, or maybe a week, and then return the tool and you get your deposit back. A lot of people are actually going to that route. Actually, I, as a matter of fact, am going to that route too, with a lot of specialty tools like coil spring compressors that I don't use on a daily basis. I kind of like to borrow them, and when I return it, I get my deposit back. And actually, you know, there's no cash exchanged in a lot of the time, because I use a credit card. So, something for you guys to consider if you guys are ever doing body work like this, and you guys are using a vehicle such as this, for example, with molded bumpers. You're going to be dealing with a lot of push plugs. So keep that in mind. Like I say, for the $8, you might as well go ahead and invest in one, and you have it for life. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't party too hard. Hopefully it was educational for you guys, and we'll catch you right back here next weekend.